Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to One Time. I'm Monica May. That beautiful young lady you see by my side on the screen is none other than Dr. Andrea Dunn. She is the owner, the president, the executive director of Be Hive, Let's Be HIV Educated. And we're going to talk tonight about some of the things that are still continuing to come up in the African American community. And we're also going to talk about her huge event. It's virtual this year. I Am a Queen Bee. It's next Thursday around the same time, about 6:45 or so. So Dr. Dunn, thank you so much for being on with us tonight. How have you been during this COVID season?
Thank you so much, Monica, for having me today. It's been a whirlwind,
Mhm.
but we are surviving. We are living and thriving and healthy. So I can't complain or ask for anything more, but things are good.
Mhm. Dr. Dunn is also a pediatric, bit more about that. But one of the reasons we connected, has it been 7 years? Has it been that long? 5 years, I know for sure, was the fact that we are just champions for our community and trying to support healthier lifestyles. And so Let's Be HIV Educated stemmed from what you were seeing there at the hospital. Let's talk about the beginnings of Let's Be HIV or Let's Be Hive.
Yes, it began based on things that I was seeing firsthand in the hospitals and the advances of medicine, is really what truly fascinated me. And the fact that so many people, when they're newly diagnosed, would just say things such as, I didn't know. And it seemed like there was a barrier with knowledge and testing. And especially with our youth population, and what I see in pediatric pharmacy, and no matter where I was or no matter where I practiced in different states, it was essentially the same thing, in that the African American community was affected by HIV and AIDS more than any other race. And as an African American woman, it bothered me.
You were writing prescriptions for younger and younger patients, and that had to be scary. That meant that, while we're still having sex, we're still not the ramifications of unprotected sex. And no matter what the
Yes.
age is, it's still a heavy a heavy stone to throw.
And the thing about it too is it wasn't just necessarily amongst young adults. Like HIV can affect anybody among any age. And even right now with people 50 and up, it can be an issue. And the numbers are creeping up even in our older population as well. So HIV does not discriminate. However, it is affecting our people of color more than any other race at a
Mhm.
lot of ages.
I would imagine that with COVID, we've seen an increase in teen pregnancies. I've been
Mm.
hearing HIV cases. Would I be right in that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
A lot of time on our hands, huh?
Yeah, you can do a lot when you have time.
You know, a lot of time on our hands. What are you doing with Let's Be High? Educate the population that seems to be most infected.
Right now, it's our mission to educate as much as possible. We have our Queen Bee HIV prevention program right now, and that's where we do a lot of community outreach. And COVID did have a huge damper on that. However, we've turned to virtual. So having opportunities like this is very good and very helpful for us. But definitely education is our mission at
Staff
core.
that you have, you have a new location. Let's talk. It's beautiful.
Yes, we do. We are located at 773 Kirkman Road, Suite 120 in Orlando,
Mhm.
Florida, right in the heart of Metro West. And in the zip code 32811 is actually one of the targeted zip code areas where there is a high incidence or high rate of new cases of HIV. And so we wanted to be in a community where we knew that there was a need.
Mhm. And so with the new brick and mortar, What are you able to do there to get the community involved in educating themselves?
Yes, we offer sister to sister classes that is
Mhm.
specifically for women and teenage girls 13 years of age and older. And we help with condom negotiation, understanding how to properly use condoms, and we go through different preventative methods, such as PrEP and PEP and abstinence. We go through a lot of different things with our education classes and our risk reduction education. And that's what we do here. So we do have a classroom that can hold at least 15 to 20 people. But due to COVID, we have reduced our numbers drastically to maybe about 5 or 6 per event. And we actually have a few that are coming up in November. And we've also transitioned some of those events to virtual platforms as well. So for those who may not feel comfortable coming in to a small group setting, you can actually attend as well virtually.
Hmm. So let's be specifically for women or
No,
a family. Is it for men too? Tell me.
we do have, right now, our programs are centered more towards females. Our Stinging Stigma HIV Empowerment Program, that is a program for women and youth. So that one doesn't matter if you're male or female, for the youth population. And we did that specifically for a reason because they are a high risk population. And oftentimes, women and our
So if
youth are often forgotten about.
Mhm. I don't know if it's on my end or not. We keep freezing, and I hate that because there's so much valuable information, and it may not be anything that's stopping, and it may just be in my head. But could you repeat whether your organization specifically engages women, or is it families and men? If you could just say that one more time, because I missed it.
Absolutely. We do have a lot of programs that are tailored for women, but a lot of our initiatives are to help bring families together, either male or females. But we actually chose to do a lot for women and youth
Mhm.
because they're often a population that is missed. And so we wanted to help fill the gaps. We've had men and fathers attend our sister to sister classes, and they are more than welcome to attend. Actually, we encourage parents' involvement with their youth, and even group of women and having a girlfriends night, and we make it a fun event. But men, we do have things for them as well, and our young boys.
Mhm. I think the reason I ask that is because a large part of killing the spread of HIV is on communication. And how do you start that conversation? You're in the middle of intimacy and just before penetration, and he still hasn't gone for a condom. Uh, what do you say? Do you wait until then? Do you have the conversation before things get heated? And, we just need to know that part because I'm telling you, communication is key. I don't want you to kill the moment, but I don't want you to be killed though either in the instant, you know?
Yeah. So I mean, the good news is that you should have these conversations ahead of time. Is that necessarily the reality? It may not be, especially if you're in the heat of the moment. But if you have these conversations up front, it will help eliminate those things in the heat of those moments. So if it's known ahead of time, even for our young boys and our young girls, or even just men and women in general, that should be a standard of, if we're going to be together, that this is a conversation we should have up front.
Who should
So
initiate it?
either
Or
or,
okay.
I think either party should. But it's often a conversation that is very difficult to have, and it makes it very awkward. But I
Hmm.
think if you bring up these conversations early on, as far as protection or testing, get tested together would help
Hmm.
alleviate a lot of those fears when you're in that moment, in that time.
Well, I think prior to getting into that moment, wouldn't you say talk about testing? Because even at my age, meeting someone on a blind date, before intimacy, I made sure that that was one of the things. And even at my husband's age, he was still taken aback. Like, what do you mean? So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. All people are, it's not the easiest conversation in the world to watch, but ladies, if you will join us at I Am a Queen Bee virtually next Thursday, we'll give you those conversation starters. Those, how do you get past that grimace, like, oh, who does she think she is? Those kind of looks and those kind of comments. Dr. Dunn is a person you can ask her anything, and she's not above giving the right answer. And y'all know how I throw it sometimes. I can be
Mm-hmm.
transparent, just like now. But that's the only way we're going to save lives, is if we take the stigma away from everything. And I don't
Yep.
want to say make it fun. That's not what we're talking about. But I do want to say make it real, because we
Mm-hmm.
can save lives. HIV is preventable, family. It
Yes,
is.
it is. Yes, it
Mhm.
is. One thing that I'm really looking forward to with this event is our theme this year for Queen Bee is the Royal Garden. And it's where we're going to talk about HIV in the midst of a pregnancy, and how women can have babies that are, a woman who's HIV positive can have an HIV negative baby, and how that can happen. I think a lot of people have questions about it. And so we're going to help answer those questions at our Queen Bee event and have speakers that can speak on it directly. And so we're real excited about that.
One of the other things that I really like about Dr. Dunn's events, she has some unique giveaways. She always has some prizes. And I don't know how you're going to work that out virtually, but I know that you will.
Yes, we are pulling the stops on this one, and so we're definitely going to have um, things that are specific that will help pregnant women. We really wanted to try to help increase testing among pregnant women, and we were going to give incentives. So I know we had to switch our event from, COVID, and we had to postpone it. So I'm very excited that we can still push through and do it virtually. So definitely we will be creative with
Mhm.
giveaways this year. So we'll keep that element of surprise, and it should be coming out within the next week or so.
So again, join us next Thursday for I Am a Queen Bee, the Royal Garden. And while she will be addressing moments during the webinar for pregnant women, it is not just for women who are pregnant, for all women. And if you have your man with you, we don't mind that either, because the more the merrier. The more information that gets out there into the community, so much better. The website address be is what, and that's where they'll have to go to get the information to sign up, or can you share that with us now?
Yeah, so we will be posting that on our Facebook page as well as Instagram on ways to register to attend that event virtually.
Okay, so what's your Instagram?
Our Instagram is at Let's Be Hive.
Mhm.
It's LetsBeehive. And that's our same handle on Twitter. And on Facebook, it's facebook.com/letsbeehive.org.
Okay, all right. So, how are ways that we can help you as a community get the word out about this, and also about your organization and your new location? How can we help?
Definitely. You know, Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, interact with us. Let us know what you would like to hear. What topics would you like to learn more about? We want to help normalize the conversations of HIV and help people understand that it's a chronic disease and it's no longer a death sentence, and that you can live a healthy and normal life living with HIV. And so that's one of our biggest missions. So helping spread the word, and even donating to help us continue with our mission. You can donate on our website at www.letsbehive.org. That will always be a help as well.
Okay. Some good information to have. Again, Dr. Andrea Dunn is with Let's Be Hive Incorporated, and it is a phenomenal organization to be a part of. She's always in the community and always willing to come out and speak also for your organization. So even if it's a church, I got to share this with you. That's how we met at the Experience Christian Center. Our pastor, Derek McCrae, is who introduced us to each other. So, yeah, we have to, it is so necessary. So we can learn the tips to be HIV educated next week at I Am a Queen Bee. And you can go to Let's Be Hive on all of the social media platforms to find out how to sign up. I'm going to give you the last word, Dr. Dunn.
Okay. Well, thank you for following us. And I want to let everybody know to go out and vote. Vote,
Ah,
vote, vote as much as possible. You know, one of the things that I'm excited about is at least both of our presidential campaigns or our candidates, they do have both initiatives to help with the fight against HIV. And I'm really excited about Kamala Harris and Biden's campaign and their plan that they have to fight against AIDS, as well as Trump's ending the epidemic for HIV. So please definitely go out and vote because it does have an effect on this disease.
thank you so much. We've had some really nice conversations or comments. Virtual Queen Bee is one thing that keeps popping up. Thanks for tuning in. And Landra says this is great information. And I just know that we're on the right track. But again, we know it's not a comfortable topic, but we know that we can give you some of the right ways to start it. And ladies, sometimes it is up to us. We have the garden, so to speak, and
Exactly.
and that it's all about maintaining the our flora, maintaining all the universe, and everything comes through us, and we have to make sure that we protect our bodies, and we sure we do that and do it the right way.
Yes.
For being with us tonight. I told you it was a quick conversation. We get the information out, we pack it, we share the information, then again on YouTube, and we say thank you so much. We just love you, Dr. Dunn.
No, I
We
love you
love
too,
you.
Monica.
Thank you so
Thank you
much for
so
being.
much for this opportunity.
Absolutely. And thank you for watching. And like Dr. Dunn said, go out and exercise your right to. Be sure to join us this weekend at Vote CD Long Friday, Saturday. Exercise your right. Have a wonderful evening.